Hello students, today we will see conductors and insulators. We have learned about the resistance to an electric current. We can divide substance into conductors and insulators. Now insulators are bad conductors. So first we will see what is conductor. Those substances which have very low resistance are called conductors. Current can flow easily through such materials. Insulators, those substances which have extremely high resistance and through which current cannot flow are called insulators. Now these are some examples based on Ohm's law. So the example is, the resistance of a filament in a light bulb is 1000 ohm. If the bulb is fed by current from the source of potential difference 230 volt, how much current will flow through it? So the given data is resistance they are given, which is 1000 ohm, and potential difference is given, which is 230 volt. You can see here. Now this formula, that formula we have seen, which is Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law, that I is equal to V upon R. So after substituting the values, 230 upon 1000, final answer will be 0.23 ampere. Therefore the current flowing through the filament of the bulb will be 0.23 ampere. So this is the second example. The length of conducting wire is 50 centimeter and its radius is 0.5 millimeter. If its resistance is 30 ohm, what is the resistivity of its material? So here we have to find the resistivity. So the length is given, which is 50 centimeter. First we need to convert that centimeter into meter. So we have to multiply by 10 raised to minus 2. So the length will be 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Radius is given, which is 0.5 millimeter. Again we have to convert that in same unit, which is meter. So it will be 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 millimeter. Now which is equal to 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter, and resistance is given, which is 30 ohm. So the resistivity, which is denoted by that symbol, is equal to R into A upon L, and A is equal to pi r square because that wire is circular shape. Therefore rho is equal to R into pi r square upon L. So after substituting the values, resistivity of the wire becomes that 4.71 into 10 raised to minus 5 ohm meter. Now this is third example. A current of 0.24 ampere flows through the conductor when a potential difference of 24 volt is applied between its two ends. What is its resistance? Here we have to find a resistance. Here also we have to apply the same Ohm's law. Given data is potential difference, which is 24 volt, and current, which is 0.24 ampere. So the formula will be R is equal to V upon I. After substituting the value, R will becomes 1000 ohm. So therefore the resistance of the conductor is 100 ohms, not 1000, 100 ohm. The fourth example, determine the current that will flow when the potential difference of 33 volt is applied between two ends of an appliance having a resistance of 110 ohm. If the same current is to flow through an appliance having the resistance of 500 ohm, how much potential difference should be applied across its two ends? That we have to find. So the volt is given 33 volt and resistance is given at 110 ohm. So in the first case, using Ohm's law, I is equal to V upon R. So after substituting value, current becomes 0.3 ampere. So current flowing through the appliance is 0.3 ampere. In the second case, here we got the current, which is 0.3 ampere, resistance we have, which is 500 ohm. We have to find the potential difference across it. So V is equal to IR. After substituting values, we get 150 volt. So the required potential difference between two ends is 150 volt. So this is fifth example. Determine the resistance of a copper wire having a length of 1 kilometer and diameter of 0.5 meter. So here resistivity of copper is 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. Converting all measures into meters, so the length is equal to 1 kilometer, which is 1000 meter, 10 raised to 3 meter. Diameter is given, which is 0.5 mm, which is 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. If R is the radius of wire, then its area of cross section is equal to A is equal to pi r square. So after substituting value, we will get 0.2. After doing that, we will get 0.2 into 10 raised to minus 16 meter square, minus 6 meter square. Now resistance R is equal to that formula we have to apply, and after substituting value we will get 85 ohm. Now the system of resistors and effective resistance. A resistor is the two-ended component having a given amount of resistance between its two ends. In several electric devices, a number of resistors are connected together in different ways. Ohm's law is applicable to all such connected resistors. Now we will see what happens if resistors are connected in series. Now study figure 3.8. You can see the diagram 3.8. Resistors are connected in the series here. You can see that the ends of the three resistors are connected so that they follow one after the other in a single line. These resistors are said to be connected in series. In such an arrangement, the same current flows through each resistor. The value of current is I and potential difference between C and D is V. The three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in a series in a circuit. Let the voltage across them be V1, V2, V3 respectively. Then V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Let's make that as equation number 1. If Rs, that means is the effective resistance between C, that point C and D, then according to Ohm's law V is equal to IRs. So V1 is equal to IR1, V2 is equal to IR2 and V3 is equal to IR3. Substituting all this in equation number 1, we get IRs is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. So that current is same, so we can cancel on both the sides. So Rs will be equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So if n resistors are connected in the series, then Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on up to Rn. You can see the diagram. This combination is called as a series connected combination of resistor. So if resistors are connected in series, first the same current flow through each resistor. Second, the effective resistance of the resistor is equal to the sum of their individual resistance. Third, the potential difference between the two extremes of the arrangement is equal to the sum of potential difference across individual resistors. The effective resistance is larger than each of individual resistance. This arrangement is used to increase the resistance in the circuit. For example, three resistors having resistance of 15 ohm, 3 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in the series. What is the effective resistance in the circuit? So given R1 is given, R2 is given and R3 is given. Effective resistance we know is the addition of all the resistors. So Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So after adding that, we will get 22 ohm. So the effective resistance in the circuit will be 22 ohm. Similarly, one more example we have. Two resistors are having resistance of 16 ohm and 14 ohm are connected in series. If potential difference of 18 volt is applied across them, calculate the current flowing through the circuit and potential difference across each individual resistor. So given R1 is given, R2 is given, and effective resistance we can find by adding them. Let the current flowing through the circuit be I and potential difference across 16 ohm and 14 ohm be V1 and V2 respectively. So according to that Ohm's law, we can write V is equal to IR. So V will be V1 plus V2 addition of them, and we can find the I, which is V upon R. So after substituting value, we get current which is 0.6 ampere. So V1 we can find by using first resistance, which is R1. So after substituting the value, V1 we will get as a 9.6 volt, and V2 we can find by using second resistor. So it will be 8.4 volt. So the current flowing in the circuit is 0.6 ampere, and the potential difference across the resistance 16 ohm and 40 ohm are 9.6 volt and 8.4 volt respectively. Now we will see what happens when the resistors are connected in the parallel. So resistors are said to be connected in parallel when their ends are connected at both sides as shown in the figure 3.9. The figure shows three resistors R1, R2 and R3 connected in the parallel between point C and point D. V is the potential difference between the C and D. Let I1, I2 and I3 be the current flowing through R1 and R2 and R3 respectively. Then the total current flowing through the circuit will be I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus R3. Let us make that as the equation number 1. So let Rp be the effective resistance between point C and D according to Ohm's law. Again we can write I is equal to V upon Rp. Similarly, I is equal to V upon R1 I2 is equal to V upon R2, I3 is equal to V upon R3. So substituting that values in equation number 1, we will get V upon Rp is equal to V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. Therefore 1 upon Rp, we can, as potential difference is same across the circuit, we can cancel them. Therefore 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. So if n resistors are connected in a parallel, 1 upon Rp will be 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 plus and so on 1 upon Rn. You can see that connection, that 3 resistors are connected in the parallel across the point C and D. So even if any one of the several bulbs connected in a parallel becomes one non-functional because of some damage to its filament, the circuit does not break, as this current flowing through the other paths and the rest of the bulb light up. When several bulbs are connected in a parallel, they emit the same amount of light as when they are connected individually in the circuit, while bulbs connected in series emits less light than when connected individually. If the number of resistors are connected in parallel, first, the inverse of the effective resistance is equal to the sum of inverse of individual resistance. Second, the current flowing through an individual resistor is proportional to the inverse of its resistance, and the total current flowing through the circuit is the same of currents flowing through individual resistors. Third, the potential difference across all resistors is same. Fourth, the effective resistance of the resistor connected in a parallel is less than the least resistance of the individual resistor. Fifth one, this arrangement is used to reduce the resistance in the circuit. So we have some example. First one, resistors having resistance of 15 ohm, 20 ohm and 10 ohm are connected in parallel. What is the effective resistance in the circuit? So R1, R2 and R3 are given. Formula we have 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. After substituting value, we will get Rp is equal to 60, 1 upon Rp is equal to 30 upon 60, as it's a 1 upon, so we have to do reciprocal. So numerator becomes denominator and denominator becomes numerator. Rp is equal to 60 upon 13, which is equal to 4.615 ohm. Therefore effective resistance in the circuit is equal to 4.615 ohm, less than the least of the 3, 10 ohm. Example 2, 3 resistors having resistance of 5 ohm, 10 ohm and 30 ohm are connected in a parallel, and potential difference of 12 volt is applied across them. Obtain the current flowing through the circuit and through individual resistors. What is the effective resistance in the circuit? So same formula we have to use, and we can find the effective resistance. Now domestic electrical connections. The electricity in our home is brought through a main conducting cable, either from the electric pole or from the underground cables. Usually there are 3 wires in the cable. One is called live wire, which brings in current. It has a red or brown insulation. The other wire is called neutral wire, through which the current returns. It is blue or black. In India, voltage difference between the live and neutral wire is about 220 volts. Both these wires are connected to the electric meter through the fuse, though through a main switch. They are connected to all the conducting wires inside the home, so as to provide electricity to every room. In each separate circuit, various electrical appliances are connected between the live and neutral wires. The difference between the different appliances are connected in a parallel, and the potential difference across every appliance is the same. The third wire is called the earth wire, and it is of yellow or green color. It is connected to the metal plate buried deep ground near the house and is for safety purpose. Now fuse wire is used to protect the domestic appliances. It is made up of mixture of substance and has a specific melting point. It is connected in a series to the electric appliances. If for some reason current in the circuit increases excessively, the fuse wire gets heated up and melts. The circuit gets broken and the flow of current stops, thus protecting the appliances. These wires is fitted to groove in a body of porcelain, like non-conducting material. That porcelain is a non-conducting material. For domestic uses, fuses wires with upper limit of 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 4 ampere, 5 ampere and 10 ampere are used. Now precaution to be taken while using electricity. Electrical switches and sockets should be fitted at the height at which small children cannot reach and put pins or nail inside it. Plug wires should not be pulled while removing a plug from its socket. Before cleaning an electrical pan, it should be switched off and its plug removed from the socket. One's hand should be dry while handling an electric appliances, and as far as possible one should be use footwear with a rubber sole. As rubber is insulator, it prevents a current from flowing through our body, thereby protecting it. If the person get an electric shock, you should not touch that person. You should switch off the main switch, and if the switch is too far or you don't know where it is located, then you should remove the plug from the socket if possible. If not, then you should use wooden pole, push a person away from the electric wire. Okay, so this is about that how to use that electricity, what precaution you have to take. Okay, thank you.